For the Beaver Radio Network, I'm Kelly Schultz. Joining me from the BSU Women's Cross Country team is Autumn Huju, a sophomore out of Grand Rapids. Besides the obvious, being close to home, why else did you choose Bemidji State?
Well, I really like the campus. I really enjoy how close to the lake it is, and it's kind of outdoorsy, and I don't know, it's a good price for what you get as a school, and I'm going into education, so teaching school.
It is a perfect fit for you.
Yes.
You're a sophomore. How much have you improved, or is it hard to say just yet, from your freshman year to sophomore year as far as running?
Well, I dealt with a lot of injuries last year, so I kind of am working back up from that. The end of my cross country season, I had almost tendonitis, I guess it was, according to the trainers. So kind of working back just from being injured most of the track last year. So.
Ooh, that's not good. Your team had their first meet, the Dragon Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting getting to run at night. What was your take after running that one?
Well, we ran it last year too, and I remember thinking that it was just really different. I've never done anything like that before, running in the dark, and they didn't light it very well last year, so it was kind of pitch black on some parts.
Wow.
But I don't know, it's different, and I kind of like it. And our team did pretty well as a whole, with who we have this year, I guess, because we've lost a lot of runners. We have a small team.
For someone who has had to deal with injuries, running at night can be a little tricky. Were you worried at all about that?
It gets kind of nerve-wracking, and it's kind of you have to trust yourself to just be able to run through it, even if it's a little iffy where your foot placement is, I guess. Yeah, that was probably the worst part, was just kind of I hope nothing happens. Gonna try not to roll an ankle.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This weekend is the Roy Griak, hosted by the University of Minnesota down in the cities. It is probably the largest cross-country meet in the country. You're going to be running alongside thousands of people. What was it like last year running in that?
Well, it's really exciting because I ran it in high school too a couple of years, so it's cool coming into college and still being able to do the same course, just a little bit different.
Okay. What do you expect out of this year, as far as I know you've got a pretty small team, but where do you see your team finishing?
Well, I'm not sure place-wise, but I know that we're probably going to stay consistent with how we've been doing, and we've only had one meet before this, but taking that into account, we'll probably keep our times pretty consistent, if not better, because we've had a couple weeks since then, so it should be good.
What's a typical week like for your cross-country team as far as training goes?
Well, we have about 3 days of long runs, not including the weekend, but 2 days of workouts, either hills or speed workouts, and anything between a 100 and 1,000 or a mile repeats. So
Oh my goodness. Okay, so in the fall, do you typically plan your school schedule and mostly classes in the morning then, and practice in the afternoon?
Typically. I think Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays we stick to a 6:15 run, and then on days that we do workouts, so Tuesdays, Thursdays, we try to do 3:30, so it's kind of iffy with schedules, but yeah.
How much does your team run Birchmont Drive? I know there's a lot of hills. Or do you guys go out to the golf course more?
It depends on what we're doing exactly, I guess. But we do Birchmont, or we'll run down towards Stanford just because it's a good distance for how long we should be running. So,
what are you majoring in this year?
English education.
Okay.
Yep.
What grade would you want to teach?
Probably high school. It doesn't really matter to me what grade exactly, but high school probably.
Well, we appreciate visiting with you. It's been a blast. Good luck this weekend, Autumn.
Thank you. Thank you.